Okay, we're at our IP, steadied up at 25,000, just over 350 CAS. We're in air-to-ground mode. Music is off. We are inbound on a Patriot who is exactly 77 miles off our nose as of now. RWR is naked and nothing on the HAD. 75 miles out, steadied up, 350 CAS and 25,000. Still naked, music off. $70 miles out, cruising at 350 CAS, 25,000. Still naked, music off. And we have P on the RWR and HAD at right around 67 miles or so. It's still yellow in the HAD. We are approaching at 350 CAS, 25,000. Music is off. We'll go for a TMS up here. Still just outside of weapon parameters for harm shot. We're about 60 miles out, inbound at 350 CAS and 25,000. Music is off. Just coming into weapons parameters for a harm shot now. P is still yellow. Okay, P just turned red at 56 miles out. And there was a subtle change in the RWR tone. I suspect that a missile is probably inbound on me now. We are at 55 miles out, 350 CAS, 25,000. Music's off. $50 miles out, approaching at 350 CAS, 25,000. Music's off. About 45 miles out, approaching at 350 CAS, 25,000. Music still off. P is still red. RWR tone is like intermittent chirps with a few seconds in between. About 40 miles out, approaching at 350 CAS, 25,000. Music still off. Oh, we're hit.
Warning.
So we were hit by a missile right around 40 miles out from the target. Yeah, we'll check the ACMI to see exactly when it shot at us. The chirping sound, I think, shifted around 55 miles out when the P turned red. Okay, we're at our IP, second test on the Patriot. This time we've got music on. So we've established ourselves cruise altitude 350 CAS at 25,000. And we're just about, let's see here, 78 miles out. RWR's naked, and so's the HAD. Okay, about 75 miles out, 350 CAS, 25,000, music on. Right around 70 miles out, steadied up, 350 CAS, 25,000, music on, still naked, still nothing on the HAD. Okay, we've got Mud P and a P on the HAD at just around 67 miles out. Music's on. We're ingressing at 350 CAS, 25,000. It chirps every few seconds on the RWR. Yeah, around every 2 seconds or so. We're about 60 miles out inbound, 350 CAS, 25,000, music's on. P is still yellow and chirping every 2 seconds or so. Okay, P turned red at around 58 miles or so. The chirping zone has changed slightly, and spacing is more than 2 seconds, probably about 4 to 5 seconds. We're inbound 350 CAS, 25,000, music's on. At 55 miles now. And we're coming up on 50 miles out inbound at 350 CAS, 25,000, music's on. Still got that kind of second stage chirping sound from the RWR with spacing every 5 to 7 seconds or so. We're about 45 miles out, 350 CAS, 25,000, music's on. Well within weapons parameters now. I think we get into weapons parameters right around 60 miles at this speed and altitude anyway. Coming up on 41 miles when we bit the bullet on the last flight. Yeah, right around 40 miles, music's on, 350 CAS, 25,000, and we're hit. Okay, so we got hit at pretty much the exact same range as when we had music off. I don't think music made any difference to the Patriot at all. Okay, we're at our ingress point, just a little over 80 miles from a Hawk. We are steadied up just under 350 CAS and 25,000. Music is off for this trial. We're about 70 miles out, 350 CAS, 25,000. Music is off. Still naked on the RWR and negative contact on AD. Okay, we've got a Hawk on the HAD at 62 miles, still naked on the RWR. The Hawk is yellow. We're just inside weapons parameters now at around 56, 57 miles. Inbound at 350 CAS, 25,000. Music's off. Okay, we're right around 50 miles out, 350 CAS, 25,000. Music's off. Hawk is still yellow, still naked on the RWR. Okay, we just got a chirp from the Hawk at about 48 miles out, give or take, 350 CAS, 25,000. Hawk is still yellow on the HAD. Making just a chirp about every 2 or 3 seconds on the RAR. Okay, we're around 40 miles out, inbound, 350 CAS, 25,000. Music is off. Hawk is still yellow on the HAD and still making consistent chirping sounds every 2 seconds on the RAR. And we're at 35 miles out, 350 CAS, 25,000. Music still off. No change on Hawk status. Still yellow, still same chirping. Chirping has stopped on the HAD, or on the RAR. Hawk is still same, just yellow. Okay, it's actually turned red now, so it must be actively tracking me. Chirping sound is a little bit different with wider spacing. We're 30 miles out, 350 cast, 25,000. Still definitely outside of the threat circle provided by the default settings in the briefing. Okay, coming up on 25 miles out, 350 cast, 25,000, music still off. Hawk is still red. We are still well outside of the threat ring. Okay, we're at 20 miles out, 350 cast, 25,000. Music is still off. No change on the Hawk. It is still red, painting us. Chirps every 4 or 5 seconds on the RAR. And we are still outside of the threat ring, but getting close to entering it. Okay, about 15 miles out, 350 cast, 25,000. No change in the Hawk status. And we're just crossing over the threat ring any second now. Ten miles out and Hawk launch. Going Cat 3. Or I should say Cat 1. Visual and missile.
Flare, chaff, 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 flare.
Okay, missile defeated.
Altitude, altitude.
And we're back outside the threat ring. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. And one's rolling out on heading for steer 7. Okay, we're at our IP, just around 76 miles out from the Hawk site. This is our second run at it. We're going in music on this time at 350 casts, 25,000, right around 75 miles out. We are heads down now. Still nothing on the HAD and naked on the RAR. And I don't know why I'm pressing uniform every time I want to say something. Okay, right around 70 miles out, 350 cast, 25,000, music is on. Still naked on the RAR, negative contact on HAD. Okay, about 65 miles out, yellow H just showed up on the HAD. We're still naked on the RWR. We're 350 cast, 25,000, music is on. We're just coming into weapon params now, right around 58 miles or so. We're 350 cast, 25,000, music is on. We've still got a yellow H on the HAD and naked on the RAR. Okay, we're right around 50 miles out, 350 cast, 25,000, music is on, still yellow H on the HAD, and naked on the RAR. Okay, we just got a status change on the H. It is still yellow on the HAD, but now we have it on the RAR. It's making chirping sounds, sounds like every 3 seconds or so. About 44, 45 miles out, 350 cast, 25,000. Music is gone. Music is on. We're still way outside of the threat circle. H is yellow on the HAD, and no change on the chirping sounds coming from the RAR. Right around 40 miles now, 350 cast, 25,000. Music is on. No status change on the Hawk. Okay, about 35 miles out, 350 cast, 25,000, music is on, no status change on the Hawk. chirping is stopped on the RWR, and the Hawk has turned red on the HAD at right around 30-ish miles out. RWR is making chirps again, definitely different than before. Sounds like about 5-second spacing on them. We're 350 CAS, 25,000, music on, and right around 30 miles out. Okay, right around 25 miles out now, 350 CAS, 25,000, music is on. No status change on the Hawk. Okay, 20 miles out, 350 CAS, 25,000, music is on. No status change on the Hawk. Actually, the chirping has just stopped, and it came back with sort of a different beeping tone. We're about 17 or 18 miles out, 350 CAS, 25,000, music is on. And we're still not technically within the threat ring yet. And we're right around 15 miles out, 350 CAS, 25,000, music is on. Just coming into the threat ring now. .350 CAS, 25,000, music is on. Just outside of 10 miles. And we're inside 10. And there's the launch. Okay, we're going Cat 1. And visual
Chaff,
missile.
flare. Chaff, flare. Chaff, flare.
Actually lost lock.
Chaff,
There's a second
flare.
one inbound now.
Chaff, flare. Chaff, flare. Chaff, flare. Chaff, flare.
Missile's defeated.
Altitude. Chaff, flare.
Third missile inbound.
Chaff, flare.
And missile's defeated.
Chaff, flare. Chaff, flare. Chaff, flare.
Another missile defeated. Whoa, what the hell was that? I just saw something kind of whiz right in front of my HUD. Okay, no more missiles inbound, and we're just about to leave the threat ring here. Okay, safely outside of the threat ring. Hey guys, so we're at the IP, just about 80 miles out from the next threat. This time we're going to be inbound on a Nike. So we're just steadying ourselves up on heading for the steer point. We're a little bit below 350 CAS and 25,000. We're going to be approaching with music off this time. And we've already got contact on the HAD and the RWR at 75 miles out. So on the HAD we have a yellow Nike, a yellow N symbol, and on the RWR it's kind of an unusual symbol. It's not really an N, it's kind of like a P with a vertical line through it or something. I don't know. I'm not sure what that is supposed to be. But what's interesting is we picked it up at 75 miles, and you know, I think my understanding is the Falcon bubble is only about 60 or 65 miles. So that's interesting that we could pick these guys up outside of that. So we're coming through 70 miles here at 350 CAS, 25,000. Music is off. The chirping in the RWR is just like a single chirp every 10 seconds or so. And we're around 65 miles here, 350 CAS, 25,000, and just to say that we're now naked on the RWR. We still have the yellow N though on the HAD. And we're also still outside of the threat circle, but we're getting closer. We're right around 60 miles out, 350 CAS, 25,000, music off. And just as I say that, the N in the HAD has gone from yellow to red. Now we're still naked though on the RWR. And we just gotten inside a weapon params at around 57 miles. Getting very close to crossing the threshold into the threat circle here as well. Alright, so we're inside of 55 miles here, 350 CAS, 25,000, and music off. And we have a inbound missile.
Chaff, flare.
Okay, so we'll come off the autopilot here,
Chaff,
slice
flare.
away from it,
Chaff, flare.
dispense chaff,
Chaff, flare.
and missile has been defeated. So not too difficult to defeat, just kind of had to turn a beam of it, dispense chaff, and we're already flowing outbound. Okay, so we're going to extend here, heading 090. We'll get back to our cruise altitude of 25,000. And we're going to come back in with another pass, this time with music on, and see if that makes a difference. And we're back outside of the threat circle. Okay, we're steadied up, and let's just extend a little bit further, just to give ourselves some more turning room. We'll look for at least 60 to 65 miles separation here, and then we'll come back in for another pass with music on. So we'll power up the jammer here, and music is on. Okay, that's about 60, 65 miles there. So start a right-hand turn and come back in on heading for the Nike site. And we're on heading. Steadied up right around 350 cast, 25,000. Music is on this time. So we've still got the N on the HAD there. It's still red, and we are naked on the RWR. Coming through around 60 miles here. And we're back inside weapon params here. So around 55 miles out, steadied up, 350 cast, 25,000, music's on. No status change on the Nike. Still just red in the HAD and naked on the RAR. Okay, we got the Nike back in the RAR. It's just like a single little click or chirp every 5 seconds or so. And we're definitely past the point, I think, at which it shot at us last time. I think it shot at us at around 53 miles or so with the music off. But let's push a little bit further just to kind of put this to the test here. It feels like the jammer's working. I'm dropping speed a little bit, so I'll get back up here. And we're at 45-ish miles out. A little under 350 cast, 25,000, music is on. At 40 miles out, we'll try turning the music off and see if that can like provoke the Nike into shooting at us. Okay, through 40 miles, 350 cast, 25,000, music is on. Still no missiles inbound, so let's go ahead and try turning the jammer off now. Music is off. Yep, and just a couple seconds later, we already have a missile inbound from the Nike. So let's try turning the music on and see what happens. Music is on. And missile is defeated just like that. It's like clicking on and off a light switch. I'll just demonstrate this one more time. We've got music on right now. Let's switch to music off. And there's another missile inbound from 35 miles out. And we'll go music on. And music on instantly defeats the missile. Okay, so this is just exactly what I thought. The Nike is basically a blue side equivalent of an SA-5 missile. So it launches at you from pretty far away, but it's very easy to defeat. And it's very susceptible to jamming. So I don't know if you're not familiar, the jammer is kind of like it extends out your nose cones, similar to like your FCR radar cone. It also extends out the back of your jet in a similar but different azimuth, I think. So basically, you just point your nose or your tail in the direction of the threat with your jammer on, and you'll defeat that missile easily. So we're currently about 27 miles out from the threat. 360 CAS, 25,000. Music is on. Let's take off the altitude hold and we'll nose down a little bit and just see how close we can actually get to the Nike site. See if we can jam our way all the way to like point blank range, or if there's a certain point at which it gets burned through. Okay, there's the column there. I think this big cartoonish looking house with a radar on it is actually the FCR. So go ahead and make a mark point on that. And we're 18 miles out, descending through 19,000 at 360 CAS. And still no missiles inbound. Coming up on 15 miles out, 360 CAS. Coming down through 16,000. Music is on. Still no missiles inbound. Okay, there's a missile shot.
Chaff, flare. Chaff, flare. Chaff, flare.
And missiles pretty easily defeated with kind of a crank beam turn and some chaff. And there's another missile inbound.
Altitude. Chaff, flare. Chaff, flare.
And missile's been defeated there as well. We might actually be below the radar floor at this point. But yeah, that's basically it. So I think it got burned through right around 15 miles or so, or a little bit less than that, maybe 13 miles. But yeah, jammer is pretty effective all the way from 60 to around 15-ish. And we can just flow our way out here and escape pretty easily at this point. So Nikes are not really too much of a threat to fighters, but probably more so a threat to slow-moving bombers or support aircraft. Hey guys, so we just hit our IP. We're about 80 miles out from the next threat, so this time we're going to be inbound on a Skyguard. It's a much smaller threat circle, as you can see. So it might take us a while to get there, but you know, I want to test at what ranges it starts to pop up on the RWR and HAD and all that kind of stuff. So we'll just push inbound from 80 miles, same as the other tests. All right, we're coming up on 75 miles here, just a little under 350 CAS, 25,000, music is off. Right around 70 miles out, 350 CAS, 25,000, music is off. Okay, we've just picked up sort of a P symbol with a dot underneath it. Picked that up around 65 miles out, and it's a yellow on the HAD. Still nothing on the RAR. And we're right around 60 miles out. 350 cast, 25,000. Music is off. Still just a yellow P with a dot under it. And naked on the RAR. And we're just inside weapon params for a harm shot at around 57 miles. Uh, 55 miles out, 350 cast, 25,000. Music is off. No change on the status of the Skyguard. And we're 50 miles out, 350 cast, 25,000, music off. Right around 45 miles out, 350 cast, 25,000, music off. No change on the status of the Skyguard. Just a yellow P in the HAD and naked on the RAR. About 40 miles out now, 350 cast, 25,000, music off. About 35 miles out, 350 cast, 25,000, music off. Okay, right around 30 miles now, 350 cast, 25,000, music's off. This could be a problem because it actually looks like the column is moving. I'm not sure if that's going to change whether they decide to shoot at me or not. So we're 24 miles out, 350 cast, 25,000. Music is off. Still just a yellow P. And naked on the RAR. And we're coming up on a little bit outside of 15 miles. Still outside of the threat ring on the Skyguard. 350 CAS, 25,000, music off. I think that's the radar right there. Okay, he's starting to track us. We've got P with a little dot underneath it on the RAR at about 13 miles out. P is still yellow on the HAD. We're right around 10 miles out. And just approaching the threat circle now. About 8 miles out, 350 CAS, 25,000. P with a dot underneath it on the RAR. Chirping has stopped and started again. The P with the dot has turned red on the HAD. We're about 6 miles from the target. 350 CAS, 25,000. And about 3 or 4 miles out, flying right over top of them. Right over the center of the threat ring. 350 CAS, 25,000, music is off. And we are now naked on the RWR. They're now behind us on the RWR, registering again about 5 miles away or so. So I guess they can't engage on anything that's up this high at 25,000. Let's start descending, and we'll come down just gradually here and see at what point they kind of start to engage us. Okay, we're back inside the threat circle, making another pass, this time around 20,000. And there's a missile launch.
Chaff, flare. Chaff, flare.
And missile's been defeated. There's another.
Chaff, flare. Chaff, flare. Chaff, flare. Chaff, flare. Chaff, flare.
Missile's defeated.
Altitude, altitude.
Okay, let's flow out now, and we'll get about 20 or 30 miles distance and then come back in with music on and see what happens. To me right now, Skyguard feels kind of like an equivalent to an SA-15. So as long as you stay up around 20, 20,000 or higher, you should be safe from it. Okay, we got about 15 miles. Let's go music on. Okay, we're approaching 350 CAS, about 15,000, currently about 13 miles. Music is on. We got the P with the dot underneath it on the RAR now, and it's turned into a red symbol on the HAD. Still outside of the threat ring. Okay, we're inside of 10 miles, 360 CAS, 15,000. Music's on. Okay, about 6 miles out, we're inside the threat ring. 15,000, 360 CAS, music's on. And there's a missile launch right around 5 miles.
Chaff, flare. Chaff, flare. Chaff, flare.
Missiles defeated. And another missile launch.
Chaff, flare. Chaff, flare. Altitude, altitude.
And missile defeated.
Pull up, 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 pull up. Chaff, flare.
Okay, so they're pretty easy to defeat. They kind of shoot at you around 5 miles, and it just takes some chaff and some not too serious turns to defeat those missiles. Feels kind of similar to an SA-15, I guess, except I'd say a little bit less of a threat than them from my experience. And that basically sums up our threat analysis for in preparation for the upcoming Falcon Online campaign.